What it does. SSH key-based authentication is a secure method of logging into a remote server without using a password. It uses a pair of keys, one public and one private, to authenticate the user. The public key is stored on the server, while the private key is kept secret on the client machine. Command/example. Breaking it down. SSH keygen is the command used to generate a new SSH key pair. The T flag specifies the type of key to generate, in this case, RSA, and the B flag specifies the key size, 4096 bits. SSH copy ID is a command that copies the public key to the remote server. It will prompt for the password of the remote user. sshd_config is the configuration file for the SSH server. The pubkey authentication option must be set to yes to allow key-based authentication. The authorized keys file option specifies the file where the public keys are stored. Systemctl restart SSH restarts the SSH service to apply the changes made to the configuration file. Common mistakes. Forgetting to restart the SSH service after making changes to the configuration file. Not specifying the correct path to the public key file when using SSH copy ID. Not setting the correct permissions for the /SSH directory and the authorized _keys file, should be 700 and 600 respectively. Using a weak password for the private key. Try this next. Try logging into the remote server without a password using the SSH key pair. Experiment with different SSH key algorithms, e.g. EXA, ED25519, and key sizes. Set up SSH key-based authentication for multiple users on the same server. Pro tip. Use a passphrase to encrypt the private key for added security. Use a tool like SSH Agent to manage multiple SSH keys and avoid having to enter the passphrase every time you log in. Regularly review and update the SSH configuration and keys to ensure they are secure and up to date. Consider using a centralized key management system to manage SSH keys across multiple servers and users. In a production environment, it's essential to follow best practices such as using strong, unique passphrase for private keys. Limiting access to the /SSH directory and the authorized _keys file. Regularly rotating and updating SSH keys. Monitoring SSH login attempts and detecting potential security breaches. Using a secure protocol version, e.g. SSH2, and disabling older, insecure protocols.